Awesome. Let's talk about Midwest Gaming Classic. It was just this last weekend. April 4, 5, and 6, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And this year we kind of did our schedule a little differently. Last year we were flexible enough. We were able to be there, be ready, and in Milwaukee, ready to hit the ground running. And so I was able to be there to participate in the Joy-Con workshop that the Malones put on last year. This year, honestly, with school schedules and work schedules and everything else, it just wasn't feasible for us to be gone Thursday and Friday and then the weekend. So we traveled on Friday. Got there, got situated, had a meal, and went in on Friday. Always go, right? Ready? This video is going to have a whole bunch of like pro convention things and also some cons. Okay? We're going to do pro cons and con cons. Pro con. At Midwest, oh my word, go on Friday. Every year I'm like, oh, it's going to get busy. Things are going to get crazy. It's not. It's not. Especially if you want to go and number one, check in early. Get your wristies, get your cool hang tag. This year they are obviously Dreamcast themed, video game themed, and then brewery themed. I think there were 4 different designs that I saw, and I tried to not like ogle other people's tags, right? With the Midwest Gaming Classic super sweet custom lanyard. I love the lanyards. Pro con custom lanyards. What was I saying? Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, go in and check in. Get your wristies, get your tags, get your cool stuff. So this year, Midwest, the VIP game right there. Is it Pizza Portals? Yeah, Pizza Portals. Has it gotten played yet? It will. The game 2 years ago. Oh my gosh, I'm not able to come up with it. So fun. That game is in regular rotation. And then there is the, trying to get it in the light there. There's the handheld game. And the cart is actually really nice. Jordan's 1980s Adventure. Jordan. It's a very 1980s name, Jordan. Came in a nice case. It's a nice, right? Like it's not a chintzy cartridge. Nice job. Pro con. It's a pro con. Haven't played that one just yet either, but it's really cool. And the fact that they did this, sweet. Thank you. Con. This year, they just handed you everything in like a little goodie bag. Boo. Give me a tote bag. Like I'm literally here to spend money on video games. Give me a tote bag, guys. It doesn't even have to be one of those string back bag things, because honestly, dislike. String bags, con. Tote bag, pro con. So we grabbed all of our stuff, right? Got everybody checked in, got our wristbands, and kind of wandered. One of the things with the Baird Center. It is huge, right? It is a 3-level, it's like a layered cake, right? There's like this layer and then this layer and this year they kind of mixed the layers up a little bit, right? So on the main floor is where the huge open space was for board games. Incredible space. Not incredible signage. That's a con. We gotta work on signage, Midwest. I know you can do it. Because it was giant. You would walk in and it was like this huge open hall. And it did get busy, but not on Friday. It definitely didn't get busy on Friday. And then they had check-in kind of back behind the escalators this year, which was cool because it kind of like pulled you in a little more and it helped keep the crowds from being kind of in that atrium space. Much more comfortable, much better crowd control this year. Pro con. Go upstairs, go up to the second level. What's on the second level? Because the board games were not on the second level. So I guess the second level is more, right, like the Tetris and there were lightsabers this year. The Super Mario or the Dr. Mario competition was there, and then it's like all those like experience rooms, right, where you can go to Garcade or you can go to panels or you can go like kind of like walk around the really cool like cylindrical building and find all these various experiences. Super great. Second floor, okay. Go up to third floor. Third floor is vendor hall and the gaming floor. Plus, at the far end, there's like the music stage, kind of a sitting staging space. And I feel like they're utilizing that space. Pro-con, they're utilizing that space better and better and better. You know, with like kind of an artist alley set up along the way in between the vendor hall and the gaming floor. There's always pinball tables out there, which is really fun to watch. The people who are in there participating in the pinball competition, oh my gosh, it's a really fun space to be able to sit and kind of people watch. Plus, watching the people playing pinball is incredible. Plus, there's always something going on stage. It's wild, some of the musical acts and the talent that they're able to pull in and have there at the Baird Center to share for Midwest. So Friday night, check in, go upstairs and play video games. This is my advice. It's absolutely worth your while to go on Friday, even if all you want to do is go and play video games. I'm not kidding you. Every year, this was our third Midwest gaming classic. So third year, and we always wind up gaming on Friday night because there aren't the crowds. There aren't the lines. There isn't just the of so many people in that gaming floor space. The vendor hall isn't open. I just think that not a lot of people come on Friday. So pro-con, not a lot of people go on Friday. Con, people should go on Friday. Please go on Friday. Friday is absolutely worth your time and attention. It's really fun. Plus, if you've never been before, you can kind of go and get the lay of the land without there being like everybody there. Do you know what I mean? You can find bathrooms that you like. You can find where the restaurants are way in the back of the vendor, so you can't you can't do that on Friday nights. But you can kind of get a feel for where things are and how the schedule then looks in real life, right? Where I'm like looking at the schedule, it's like, oh, I want to do these things. Here is the actual layout of the Baird Center. Here is where I'm going to need to go in order to accomplish these things. Really super fun. Definitely worth your time. We were there till like 10, and then it was like, oh shoot, you know, Saturday's going to be Saturday, right? We're going to wind up going at it for like 12 hours. We probably should go and rest. So we did. We packed everybody up, hauled them back, washed everybody. And then that evening we had decided that we were not going to kill ourselves getting up for Saturday morning. I know, like everybody always wants to be there, right, for the rope drop at Disney, right? Like super big deal, super fun times. I'm not a morning person, especially on my Saturday morning. Like this is my time. Like why in the world would I say, and I know it's not early, okay? I know it's not early. It's at like 10. And I think 9:30 you can get in with the VIP. But we were like, you know, we're just going to sleep and we're not going to set an alarm. We're just going to get up. And we did. And so we weren't there till probably 11, maybe closer to 12. And do you know what? It was fine. It was still fun. It was still crazy busy. We still absolutely got our time's worth. And we weren't dead tired because we insisted that we get up to an alarm so that we could be there to open. Do you know what I mean? You have to set priorities. When you're doing something like a convention that's a multi-day heroic undertaking, set your priorities. Pro-con. There's so much stuff going on that weekend. And through experience, we've kind of felt it out that being there for open just isn't exciting for us. It is really cool to get to watch everybody start to go upstairs and get to see kind of the convention come to life. It is really neat. And so if you haven't done it, right, just like at Disney, if you haven't done a rope drop, do it one time. And then make that memory and move on. You don't need to do it ever again. So Saturday, right, we kind of waltzed in. We had eaten good before we showed up because we knew it was probably going to be like late before we were going to eat. And we wound up eating con food, which we'll talk about. And we just kind of went in. And with our family and our con experience now, I think we've been to 10. I think we had figured it was like 8 to 10 conventions at this point in time with our kids. And so we kind of have like a thing down, right? We know what to expect from our kids. We know their why. We know why our kids want to go to gaming conventions, right? The younger one, why does he want to go? He's kind of our tag along. He wants to watch people play video games. He wants to learn about new video games. He wants to try out new video games. He wants to play some of the silly, or like the taiko drumming, and do some of that crazy like arcade stuff that you can't do at home necessarily on your own. He's not gonna go and listen to people talk. He's not gonna go, and he really doesn't necessarily want the vendor hall, because bro knows he doesn't have any money. So, right, he's just happy to kind of go along and make memories with his family. Our middle guy goes to play Smash. He sat on that gaming floor so they always have, at least for 3 years now, they've always had an end cap in the gaming space with Smash setup. Huge TV, as many controllers as possible. I want to say there's 8 controllers there, and it's always happened. It has been since that first Friday that we were there. Last year it was crazy. This year it was crazy. There was definitely like standing crowd, audience and people wanting to rotate in, which is really, really fun, especially for somebody who at this point in his Smash history, I guess, doesn't have family members that want to play with him anymore. I'm so tired of just getting like pounded that I don't want to do it anymore, right? Just practice just practice with the sandbag. Get one of your brothers to play, and then the brothers are like, no, I don't want to do it either, right? Dad doesn't want to play against them anymore because you just get absolutely annihilated. So middle guy got to go and just light people up all weekend. There was a Smash tournament on Sunday that was hosted by an esports crew that he did get to participate in. The rules that they were playing by were not typical esports Smash tournament rules, so he was eliminated pretty quickly. But again, that's an experience that he's had, right? Another memory that he has made, another experience that he has that's making him a better, more competitive gamer. So he wasn't too upset that he got eliminated fairly quickly. Again, not super interested in the vendor hall, except he does know that's where the food is. So that one might go and listen to people talk about gaming. Again, but that's because he really is into esports and playing video games. The oldest goes to play video games. So 3 years ago, to our first con, Midwest always has a open TF2, Team Fortress 2 LAN setup. So you can just walk up and sit and play. Goodness, do I have the hiccups? So just walk up, sit down, play, right? Start shooting, start hollering at people. And it's really fun. And so that then wound up rolling into the next year. Our kids got some gaming computers. They're nothing fancy, but they can sure play TF2, right? And so that's kind of really become a big deal at our house. And there were multiple times that 2 or 3 of our kids were sitting there playing in that 12-player TF2 setup. So the oldest was there a lot of the time. He played Cursed Halo. He played some of the other Halo that was set up there in the gaming floor. I'm trying to think. He's not a big pinball guy, and I think some of that is just the noise and the crowds that are back in the pinball space at Midwest. But he even did walk through and play some older arcade kind of things, which is super fun. He's definitely not going to sit and listen to somebody talk. So we kind of know where our kids are coming from, and then we know what we're interested in, right? Like we honestly go with a shopping list. This year, our shopping list had quite a few of Nintendo Powers on it. Yeah, so happy. We came home and definitely cut a good chunk out of our missing Nintendo Power collection. But I digress. I'm getting ahead of myself. So yeah, like we just kind of all went our separate ways. We do have phones so that we can communicate. Not every kid has a phone, but it's usually, keep where you can see somebody, check in with somebody who does have a phone. Pretty much when they want food or need something, they know that they can hit us up, and that we're going to be pretty responsive. We do try and tell our people where it is we're going to be, which typically is just on the vendor floor. If we're going to go see a talk or to meet up with somebody, we'll let our people know. And giving them that independence, letting them know you're safe here. This is something that this entire community, we're all here to do the same thing, right? We're all just here to hang out and have a good time and play video games. Like, that's what the whole weekend is. And by and large, I have not, at Midwest especially, seen a problem with that. So we very happily let our guys wander. Now that they're officially to the age where, right, they have to be ticketed guests. Although, right, con tip right here, vote with your money. If you're taking kids to a con and you can afford it, buy them passes. Let the convention know that you are that interested, that you are that willing, that you are supporting them with your dollar. It's a big deal. So we do typically buy passes, even when our kiddos were underage. But this year, they're all 10 and up, so let's go, right? Let's wander, let's do what we can. And we have yet to come across a problem. And that is just, gaming community, you make me so happy. So anyway, we were there for a piece of time. Definitely got hungry while the husband and I were wandering through the vendor hall. And so me as the mom kind of made a sweep through the food options, and we wound up back at the back of the vendor hall where, right, they sell chicken fingers. So we loaded up. We spent $100, you guys. Please factor con food into your budget. Yeah, on just like pretzels and chicken and fries and bottles of water, and I think I got like 2 things of Mountain Dew, and boom, that was lunch. Eat it standing up, get gone. Wash your hands before you go back and play anything. Which was fun. Like, it's so nice to check in. What have you been doing? What have you been playing? Who have you seen? What are some of the funny stories? Because again, and this is something that's a really big deal to me as a parent, as a gamer, as somebody who loves to go to conventions. Ready? We're all there to make memories, okay? Even my kids. My kids are there to make memories, right? This is their like formative years, right? They are becoming the gamers that they eventually will be. And these memories that my husband and I are making, like, these are the memories that we have of our kids, right? That we have of our family together, of the adventures that we're going on, planning future adventures, and also being able to look back and smile and enjoy. Man, I'm not normally this weepy. Who am I kidding? Yes, I am. Being able to look back and see where we've come from, to see the skills that our kids are building, to see how much more confident and outgoing and adventurous and exploratory and whatever it is that we're doing to continue to grow as people. Because this is something that we've started to kind of emphasize with our kids as well, is you're getting to be teenagers and you're making these memories and doing these things. So are we, right? Just because we're adults doesn't mean that we're not still making memories, that we're not still growing and developing and becoming ultimately who we're supposed to be as people. So it's a really incredible pro-con. It's an incredible thing to have a safe space like Midwest Gaming Classic, to have a safe gaming community, to be able to take our people and know that they're going to do well, that they're going to go and be successful, that it's not going to be a step back in development, a step back on independence for our people. It's just an incredible, incredible thing. So Saturday, by and large, was chaos. I mean, the time just flies. You go in, especially going into the gaming space for me. going into the vendor hall, time just deletes itself, right? Time has no meaning and no existence, which my ADHD brain, time already doesn't exist. But it's kind of crazy to go and see how quickly time leaves. We did not leave to go eat until it was dark. I mean, on Saturday, it was nutsy. We didn't do a whole lot of wandering outside of vendor hall or gaming on Saturday. That was kind of like, oh, we'll go and see those things on Sunday when things are a little more sedate. There's a little less population. Plus, I had an obligation on Sunday morning. So we had to be there at a certain time on Sunday. Plus, we knew the population was just really going to drop off over the course of the day on Sunday, just from prior experience again. So like, you know what? We're just going to hit the vendor hall hard. We're going to definitely stop by the bonus stage, see some people talk, kind of see those things, but really just eat Saturday as hard as we can, go as hard as we can, and be out of there. I think we left probably 6 something before 7. And I think they ask everybody out before the after party starts at 8. So we pieced out, we went back, we relaxed, and kind of got ready again to prepare to do the same thing but different for Sunday morning. So Sunday, we went out to breakfast with Jay and Meredith with Square Pegs, and then with Game Dad, of course, Chris. And it was amazing. And plus, you like look at the menu and then they bring you the food, and it's always like cartoon, like movie sized portions. Yeah, and then we got to run back over to the con, and I got to have my piece of time on the bonus stage talking about gaming conventions and families, and kind of prep that you can do to get your family ready, or just almost kind of common sense things to plan, to not just like run blindly into a gaming convention like Midwest. Midwest is a great starter convention. If you're going to one convention, go to Midwest. It's incredible. But at the same time, there's so much going on. There's so many like layers and things to do and people to see and experiences to have that it's a good con to do over and over again too, because every year it's different. Every year it's bigger and more exciting, and you're not going to get bored, especially because of just the size of everything, which is kind of a pro and kind of a con for me. Midwest is this big. And even if you go through and use their really cool pro-con scheduling thing that you can do through their website, right, and add the time slots and so on onto your schedule, which is really fun, adding yourself to your schedule at Midwest, is really, really fun. But at the same time, there's too much. I'm telling you right now, you cannot do everything. And you can't probably even do everything that you want to do, because things will layer, or they'll be at different parts of the building, or it's asking too much of yourself. So please know going in, again, I'm just going to keep comparing it to Disney, because Disney is like this huge, overwhelming beast. And so is Midwest. Like, it's giant, and you're not going to do everything that you want to do, and it's fine, right? You're having fun, and you're making memories, and you're playing video games, which is what you should be there for. So I got to do my talk. I had Lame Dad and I had Tiger Chainsaw there that were kind of running the bonus stage, which was fantastic to have Lame Dad there to kind of have a conversation with, instead of just me just kind of talking, which is fine. I'm good at talking. But to have Lame Dad there to kind of personally relate to, because he has a herd of girls, I have a herd of boys, right? Gamers raising gamers, and it's super interesting. The time flew. My half an hour was done super fast. I will be sharing that talk that I had once I have my footage cleaned up, and I know there were other lovely people who were there that recorded for me also. So I will do my best to make that presentable and interesting. I would say for the most part, most of what we covered is just stuff, right? Like I've already even talked about our family. Know why you're going, right? Know what each person is expecting to get out of this experience, and then help them do that. I mean, the reason that the husband and I go is very different than why our kids go. And we would never expect that they're going for the same reasons, because they're literally not us, right? They're at different points in their development. They're at different points of everything. So let's give them the experience, right? We're going to do what we want to do, what we're interested in. If you want to do that too, that's great. But you also can sit and just play like 10 hours of Smash Brothers. Fine. If that's what you want to do, you want to work on racking up hours and, work on your crazy combos and trying out different characters, that's great, right? That's just kind of how things shake out. So look for that video. It will be coming, I promise. Okay. Yeah. And then Sunday, the time again, just kind of faded. I ran into a couple other people that I knew. Well, I saw Overwhelmed Gamer Friday night, and then I saw, Dave's Pizza on Sunday, like as we were leaving. And again, that's what's so crazy about Midwest, is there's so many people there and there's so much to do, and people are going to be there. And it just so happened that we kind of caught each other as we were walking by. And yeah, so if you hadn't said something to me, bro, I was on a mission to go get my kids, right? We were going to go get the car and get out of there. So I'm so thrilled that you said hey, and we got to have a minute to talk. And I hope your time at Midwest was awesome also, right? So yeah, like we had kind of wrapped up. We had this amazing box full of treasure that we had been carrying around for a piece of time, and it was time to be done. It was like 3:30. The kids were burnt out, and so we wrapped it up, headed back, had a meal, got everybody to sleep, and then the youngest was sick all night. And then was sick the whole way home on Monday, and then was sick almost all week. I didn't even send his little person back to school till Thursday that week. So yeah, that's definitely a con. The germs, and I'm such a hand washer anyway, but conventions, man, you're like there to touch stuff with your hands, right? So please, for the love of the health of your family, please make sure you're washing your hands while you're at conventions, especially Midwest. So again, that's probably the worst thing that has ever happened at a convention for us as a family. That poor guy. But you know what? He can't wait to go again because it won't happen like that again, right? There's no way that he's going to be that sick again at a convention. There's just no way. So it's kind of funny to think about, and kind of to come at it from that angle. So one other thing that I guess I want to talk about really quick, that is a Midwest big bonus, huge, giant thumbs up. On top of the merch, which I'm not wearing, we actually bought the 2023 sweatshirt, which is a cool thing that Midwest does, is they always offer their old con merch at the shows. And this year, the way their merch was set up was so cool and so appealing and so like browsy. But they had one of the sweatshirts from the first con that we went to, which has this big, gorgeous, like Metroid graphic and everything on it. So absolutely yoinked that. I bought the purple Danky Kang t-shirt when I had ordered our VIP pass. So we have awesome purple gorilla t-shirt, and then the husband also got the I Want My MGC t-shirt, which is just sadly not the pink one. I couldn't get him to get the pink, but it's fine. What else did I? Okay, but what they did this year with the VIP, so in that bag with the games, with our lanyards and everything else, there was this 2-day ticket. Is it in here? I meant to throw it in this box and I did not. It just a 2-day ticket, right, with like a tear off on either side. Okay, and what you had to do was just check in, just wearing your lanyard, check in on Sunday, check in on Saturday, and you got a super special treat. So Saturday was this awesome Midwest Gaming Classic pin, which I have, and it's actually got a really nice like locking back on it, and it's heavy as heck. But I put a little bit of Gorilla Glue like on the pin and push it through. So that's like on there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not worried about it going anywhere. Really super nice. Awesome. What a cool memento to have. Sunday blew the pin out of the water. So Sunday, you go in with your tag and they're like, okay, so head over to this booth in the vendor space. Okay, yeah. Walter Day is sitting there. And they're like, yeah, he'll sign. You can either have him autograph his headshot, or he'll sign you a poster. And it was like, what? Yeah. So we get to stand there. I'll include the picture. Yeah, because I don't have the poster out here. I'll include the picture of him signing. And we get to stand there and talk to him. And, you know, ask him, what does he think about gaming conventions? And how crazy is this? Right? The father, they call him the father of esports. Which is just so fun to think about, right? And then, let's include the a still shot of him from what is it? Wreck-It Ralph. It's my Wreck-It Ralph charades over here. Yeah, where he was running the arcade in Wreck-It Ralph, which is so cool. Just Midwest. You do some of the coolest stuff, and you just do it so subtly. You're just like, here, everybody, here's Walter Day. I hope you watched his video, which we didn't, but we're totally gonna have to find it. You know, we hope we watched this super sweet documentary about him and what he's done, you know, or we hope you played on our crazy, incredible, historic, retro gaming setups. The way that they had the setups, I'll include a picture here that I took also. But they had setups where they were like side by side, so you could compare them and be like, here's this, here's that. What do you think? These were, you know, comparable. These were out on the market at the same time. You know, look at the variety that was available, or like the non-variety, because seriously, sometimes it's kind of a Coke versus Pepsi situation where it's like, it's the same thing, but I like this one because it's what my parents got me for Christmas, right? Like, it was profound and detailed and so interesting, and such a phenomenal way to go about educating people who are coming to conventions about retro gaming. And thank you for having some gorgeous CRT setups. My goodness. The husband and I have kind of gotten to where he calls it rescuing, right? He's a CRT rescuer, which is adorable, but also takes up a lot of space. Where honestly, we'll snag him off the curb, but we also go and drive and grab ones that are worth having and keeping around, right? Because people aren't joking when they're like, okay, it's for sale for $50 or I'm going to put it out to the trash. Like, they're not joking. And eventually they're all going to go out to the trash, and that will be really sad, because then places like Midwest can't show you, this is what it looked like, right? This is what it looked like to play Oregon Trail on a green and black, you know, computer monitor setup. Just crazy talk. Anyway, so I don't even know where I was going. I have no idea where I was going. Anyway, Midwest gaming experiences, historic moments in time, talking about gaming history and keeping the population of gamers educated, right? We know where we were. We know where we have been. We know what has happened with gaming. We know the difference between where it was and where it's going. And I guess it's kind of up to all of us to decide if that's a good thing or not. I'm gonna do a break here. Okay, really quick, we're gonna go through the box. I will show you the Nintendo Powers that we picked up. There are multiple vendor booths that had Nintendo Powers available, but this one, his setup was incredible. Here, I'll just show you a couple of them. I think we bought 9 ultimately. Again, clearly marked, lets me know what's in here, what's not in here. Gorgeous magazine on a card, and that's like stiff, friends, and then it's sealed in a bag. Good Lord. This vendor wanted our business so bad, and he got it. There's one. Let's see. This I want to share. These two things I want to share separate. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, just with poster and cards. That's all I need to see. Then I know what I'm getting into. 6, right? Yeah, I think we wound it with 7, 8, 9. Look at this beautiful Joe one. Oh my gosh. This was one we were going through, because we've been through the collection multiple times now. We've got them sorted out, right? Which ones we're keeping, which versions need to get sold. This is a cover that we both were like, oh, we don't have that one. Like, look at how standout gorgeous that is. So here's 7, 8, 9, and those are our like huge, super special treasures. Check this out though. All right, so first, here's a Nintendo Power Index. All right, so not only, it's a little fragile. Not only does this like tell you like what the topics are of each magazine, and this one is for a first through 50. Not only does it tell you like what the main story was, it tells you like what walkthroughs and what questions were answered. Like it's like this crazy cross index through everything. Like I don't even know if they made them for later than 1 through 50. I'm super excited to get to look and find out. But this thing, so fun. All right, so it is a player's mapping and data book. Get ready. So at first it's like, what the heck is a mapping and data book? It literally is for mapping. All right, this is what was in here, is a Blaster Master map. This is the coolest thing, right? Internet didn't exist, and that's pretty much that's all that's in there. I thought there were some passcodes, and then here's like all the passwords and stuff to get you back to like your saved levels and so on, right? Just the coolest little book. This vendor, by the way, totally willing to work with us on prices for magazines. His prices were already so reasonable anyway. His vendor booth was set up right, multi-tiered, had a row of tables in the back, had really cool stuff up high that would pull you in, and then had signs on it that said not for sale. And some of them we wrote not for sale, ha ha ha. Had great amiibo, had great pricing on their amiibo, like pro-con, okay? Pro. You are selling at a convention. I understand that you have like a captive audience, and I understand that impulse buying thing that happens, and I'm going to talk to you about impulse buying. Don't be that vendor that's there trying to gouge, okay? So this is a game that we saw for the first time at Midwest, okay? Saw it on a table. It was wrapped, and it was priced $85 for this super fun but kind of silly little party game, multiplayer party game. Switch. Xseed, right? We saw it and it was like, what is that game? Pulled it out, and you go to the immediate resources, right? Price charting, eBay, and then look for game footage on YouTube. Not worth $85, friends. So it got put back down. And then I came home and I found a copy on Facebook Marketplace for $40. Yeah, it was open. Yep. But it wasn't $85. And when I'm going to conventions, the type of gaming that we do where we actually play our games, I'm not wanting to buy new anyway. So just watch your prices, vendors, but also watch your prices, patrons, okay? Don't let yourself get swept up and get emotional over something. It's a piece of plastic. Like, get excited, have fun, but also use your resources. You have the internet in your pocket, okay? Although I will tell you, phone service in Midwest is not amazing, but it's still reliable enough. You can pull up a YouTube video and go, yeah, that's a game I'm totally interested in, but I'm not paying that for it. Does that make sense? All right, what games did we get? We cleared out. So Midwest had some really fun, like extra games downstairs in with their merch stuff. So we got this downstairs, Midwest packaging. But we absolutely like cleared out the premium edition game table. So, and I had gone knowing I wanted Super Dungeon Maker, which look at how gorgeous these setups are. Okay, they haven't been opened yet because we've only been home for a little bit. It's like a freaking sleeve. Like this is like a fancy dictionary. It's so gorgeous. Thank you, Premium Edition, for making these beautiful games. Plus the way their table was set up, it was almost like you were buying candy. Like they kind of had them like stacked and layered in there. Again, with the super fancy slip sleeve. They had them stacked. So you could like just like browse and walk up and just oh, I'll get that one. Oh, and I'll get this one. And I'll grab this one. Right? Oh, I have 2 more. Get ready, I have 2 more. Because Premium Edition knows what they are about. Just gorgeous. And what they are about is what we are about. This one I'm super fun. I'm super excited to have fun with this one. And see what Premium Edition Games is going to do next. Like, come on. So happy that you were there. Set up in the gaming space, which was fun. Other randomness that I got. This is like a demo DVD, but it has an episode from Earth 2 on it, which Earth 2 is the best show that y'all aren't watching. Yeah, Danziger right here. It's my man. Anyway, that was $1. These are all things that the husband is really good at finding these random niche games. Oh, we didn't have this one yet. We've been talking about this one for a while. Good price on that. Owlboy, I do believe we have a collector's edition of this one. So by buying this and having it open, now we can sell the collector's edition, right? Great way to game, folks. What is this game? I don't even know. I'm pretty sure, I think it says 15, 19 on it. I think he got it for 10. Whatever. And then this is one that we have to try it, right? I don't know anything really about it other than people talk about it a lot. So we'll see. Is that it? Yeah, that's everybody. So those are the games. Those are the magazines. Plus, we bought a bunch of food. That's how game conventions go. So I am going to scoot. I will be working on getting footage from my time on the BOTUS stage edited up and ready to share on the YouTubes. So please be watching for that. Please, anytime you have convention questions about Midwest or about taking your family to a convention in general, let me know. I have this weird passion about helping families be gamers together, helping you guys create a positive gaming environment for your families, and that absolutely can include conventions, whether they're little or big or wherever in between. So I guess until next time, we'll have to say thanks for playing.